I smoke it real slow. Been on it since Thursday, now it's ready to go. These are the days we are blessed with, just a few times a year. So forever to thee, Carolina is here. From the swamps and the PD to up where the mountains yawn, celebrating these game days, because they don't last that long. Yes, soon they'll be gone. The gathering started, a drinking a meal, the sons and the daddies are tossing the pill. These are the days we are blessed with, just a few times a year. So forever to thee, Carolina is here. From the swamps in the feed up where them mountains yawn, celebrating these game days, because they don't last that long. Yeah, soon they'll be gone. It's Mad Dog and JC, you already know, so come on, let's go. It's the Carolina Football Tailgate Show. Tailgate Show.
Welcome in, everybody. It is Inside the Gamecocks, the Tailgate Show. I kinda like, JC, how we brand everything like Spaceballs, right? This is
Spaceballs, the Tailgate.
Inside the Gamecocks, the T-shirt.
Oh, we need to start selling T-shirts.
Yeah,
man.
we need to lean into that, and we'll pay our respects to to Mel Brooks as we develop things. Maybe we'll give
there's a Spaceballs sequel coming out.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
It's been I've seen it. I mean, I hope it's not fake news. I don't think it is, but apparently Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement.
Yes. Yeah.
Woo-hoo. Yes, that's his wife is kind of a sad story. His wife died, and I guess he made so much flow off of Honey, I Shrunk the Whatever, that he just retired and raised his kids and
yeah,
all that. But
full-time dad. Yeah, man.
That's admirable in today's world. And SC Scout guy for the Nana Sports chat box, which is wide open. Each and every tailgate show says, "May the Schwartz be with you." I see your Schwartz is bigger than mine.
Your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Will said, yeah, it's real. The Spaceball sequel. I was always very cautious these days because
I know.
I see sequels. I saw where there's a sequel to Back to the Future, and I was like, oh, but it wasn't really that way. As I said, Nana Sports chat box is wide open. Would love to know where you're tuning in from today. It's a home night game, 7:45 kickoff. I mentioned how I didn't think Theo Vaughn was funny the other day, and that has nothing really to do with what he said about Carolina. That they've been talking all week, and that's fine. In my experience, most of the time, the talkers are the ones that are very insecure about the task at hand. So there you go with that. But it's but somebody that's really not funny that thinks he's hilarious is Tom Hart, who's on the play-by-play.
Oh God,
I mean, he gets on my nerves worse than anybody.
I forgot he was in the football circuit too.
Yeah, he does. Basketball is a little worse. He's actually a little less funny and tries to, which is crazy because basketball is more fast paced. You think you'd have a little more, but he's on the call. Jordan Rodgers, former Vandy quarterback, is on the call. Brother of Aaron Rodgers, former contestant on The Bachelor, I believe, and has worked with Mike Morgan before. Mike knows him well. Also, Cole Kubelik is on the sideline. The great Cole Kubelik. I think, he and Tom Luganbill are really like two of my favorites to break down games and stuff. And Cole does a great job just diving into the things that we like to talk about, us diehards and all of you that are diehards that tune in and consume our content and that we discuss things with every day. A great job of touching those points. He's not just up there talking like a lot of these guys are. He watches the film. He gives his takes. He watches the line because he's an old lineman. Really like anytime he's around Carolina, I enjoy it because it gives you a perspective you don't normally get. Harrison mentions his Sunday post-game tweets. Yeah, he watches every game and rocks and rolls. He puts in the work. So that's good. Speaking of Mike Morgan, there's a national radio broadcast tonight. I thought, Mike's doing it for EliteMediaNetwork.com. That's one of two Carolina games they'll have this year. They'll be back for the Clemson game. He and Chuck Oliver will be calling that. Go to EliteMediaNetwork.com if you want to pick up that national radio broadcast. It's fantastic. It sounds like the old Westwood One broadcast.
Yeah, it's great.
I love those things. I mean,
it makes me feel like I should be working in the yard when I'm listening to it with my headphones.
It's more of an NFL thing for me with Westwood One because Westwood One always have the playoffs and stuff.
Yeah.
But man, I listened to almost every play of the Auburn Baylor game. Did not get a chance to listen to, but a few plays in the end play of Mississippi State, Arizona State. Mike does a great job. I don't feel bad about mentioning it because it's in the game notes. I was kind of wondering. I was like, shit, well, the university is going to want you to listen to Todd, Tommy, and Chet. And you should, you can listen to whoever the hell you want. But it was right there in the game notes. And I was like, heck yeah, Thinker. So I almost have permission to promote that a little more. Of course, Sirius XM channel 161 or 190. It's 190 or 180. I don't have it in front of me. I'm sorry. It's on thebigspur.com in my Saturday six-pack article, which just got released. And the part about the TV information, you don't really need a membership to go look at that part. So anyway, tell us where you're chiming in from. And we've discussed Spaceballs 2 already. That's a good time of the day. Gamecocks are now down to a 2.5 point favorite, Phil.
But just dropping. All the money's coming in on the Commodores, man. It's kind of wild to see. But I guess I had the 8.5 in my head. That was the preseason one. Raphael was on with us in the preview show yesterday and said that, it started when it really opened this week. It was about 5.5 to 6, but still wild.
I saw 6 Monday.
Yeah. And it's, gosh, 3.5, 4 point drop. I mean, it's basically a pick 'em. You're favored by less than a touchdown at home. So, I mean, that is what it is. But hopefully it's one last little bit of motivation, right? Like you've played your way into now where you get a whole week of your favorite narrative under the Steve Spurrier's ass, under the Shane Beamer regime, that if you're the underdog, you play better, right? It's like, keep talking junk, keep not believing in us, and we'll just flip that and roll on the field. So let's hope it's all a setup and they're using it the right way inside the building, JC, to produce some motivation and get this team looking like it should.
It should, right? And Kevin, thanks for the heads up. I just texted Jamie about that, and appreciate you there. Harrison says Operation Unleash Sellers needs to take place tonight. Agreed. I've talked about that this week. Justin's tuning in from the orange fog of Pickens.
Ooh,
that's okay. So that could be either like a title of a Jump Little Children or Train song. The orange fog of Pickens.
The orange fog of Pickens.
Maybe a little Ben Folds 5 piano, right? Remember Ben Folds 5?
Oh, yeah.
Could be a Civil War novel, you know?
The orange fog of Pickens.
Like Cold Mountain. Yeah, waiting for my love. Dear mother, the orange fog of Pickens is set upon us. The noble men that are fighting this cause have had the fog to envelop our anyway. Unleash. PJ chiming in says, Bruin, I've been saying the same thing. Take the leash off of 16, go be a Heisman contender. Agreed. I mean, that's how do you do that? I think is the question. SC Scout guy says, I'm glad the PD was mentioned in this song. And then he gives a May the Schwartz be with you. Yeah. All right. So the lyrics to the song, I don't know how many people catch this. I tried to make it kind of obvious on this year's video.
Mm-hmm.
So it says, from the swamps in the PD to up where the mountains yawn. So the first line of the Clemson alma mater is, where the Blue Ridge yawns its greatness. Okay. So that's the take there on that, like corner to corner of the state. And, I always kind of thought if I were a Clemson person, I would think that was the most majestic lyric ever written.
That's right.
But I'm not. I would rather I would change it to the orange fog of Pickens.
That's right.
That's the same syllables, where the Blue Ridge yawns its greatness, or in the orange fog of Pickens where the Tigers play. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
little bye week work. We'll come out of the bye week with a fresh opener.
Yeah, I don't have very many Clemson friends, but I had one a few years ago that made I knew the lyrics to the alma mater all of a sudden. It's a beautiful morning in Irmo, South Carolina. Harrison says, XO, welcome in to the Nano Sports chat box. Fred's chiming at Frederick, who's always there with a good morning.
That's right.
If this were like a meeting every day and we all like met around and gathered, like during the pandemic around here, there were these dudes that, I guess they meet at coffee at the Dunkin' Donuts inside the Speedway, but they couldn't do it. So they brought their lawn chairs up and sat outside the gas station with their coffee. If this were that, Frederick would be there with like coffee and donuts for everybody every morning.
Yeah, he'd have it
always in with a good morning. Yeah, just a super guy. Lawrence is live from the big city of Woodruff, home of the legendary Willie Varner.
Last weekend.
We'll never forget when Woodruff High burnt down and REO Speedwagon came to Woodruff, South Carolina to do a benefit concert back in the 80s.
Heck yeah.
I can't fight this feeling anymore, Phil.
No. Roll with the changes.
Russell's in with a let go. Luke says, checking in from Austin, Texas. Nothing but Darius Rucker on game day. Looking forward to seeing the O-line get mean and running downhill. The crowded but great city of Austin, Texas. Ethan says Diego might bring the smack. Dylan will bring the sack. There's a song there's a little rap song that has too much profanity in it. Dina, Phil's wife, knows it pretty well because she sung it to somebody on the back of a golf cart at Williams-Brice Stadium going to the Missouri game.
That is true.
It's a funny meme too. There's these church going people with a tambourine. But I don't know how to repeat it right here. T-Mac is Columbia on Shop Road. The city's already buzzing. That's good. I know Gamecock Nation will do their part tonight.
Oh yeah.
SC Scout guys in Florence County. So here's a question. Garnet, Lovejoy. Any chance our offense is more of what we saw the first drive of the season and not trying to show too much? It just seems the first two games they're able to turn it on when necessary. That's a good point. I think, the delay when a team doesn't play well and you're following that team, covering that team, breaking down that team, analyzing that team, coaching that team, playing for that team. You're not going to really get into distractions because the idea of being a well-coached, good football team is to, not worry about the distractions, to remain focused. And Carolina's second scrimmage of the preseason, they had the exact same situation. And Beamer made a point of that. That said, I think some of the fan reaction, because the fans aren't at the scrimmages, they didn't have to sit through a weather delay, probably had to do with sitting there. The team went off the field at 5:30. You didn't see them again for 3 or 4 hours, having to fiddle around, waste time, maybe having a few more beers. I don't know. I was at a Creed concert last summer, and the great state of Illinois cuts off alcohol sales during regular weather delays. Boy, that sucked. But I don't know if they do that or not. So, and I'm not accusing anybody of being drunk and frustrated. I'm just saying when your clock gets thrown off of that and it gets late, and then the first part of it, I still maintain if the second quarter had been the first and the third had been the second, and it was 38-zip at half, and then they just fiddled around and did whatever, I don't think anybody complained. I mean, it would be similar to the Oklahoma game last year. And then you would probably hang that on the delay. But because it was what they saw initially, and it was a continuation of some not so good moments against Virginia Tech and the opponent, it's a concern. Because they'll say, if you can't block South Carolina State, how can you block LSU and all that good stuff? And Garnet Lovejoy, they did dial it back when the game was in hand. It was the fourth quarter was just get out of there.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't even know what they have the starters in for one series, and then
that was that. I mean,
that was it.
Really, there was one inexcusable drive in the second half, and it's not to be forgiven. I mean, you don't have to score every time you got the ball, but it ended in a sack, and you're like, I think that's got people a little nervous. I mean, they better play better, or they're going to lose. That's the bottom line. You play and do some of the things that you've done in the first 2 games against these guys, they will beat you. They will beat you.
Yeah.
They will beat you. If Carolina played against them in Nashville last year, like they played against Ole Miss and Old Dominion, they would have gotten beat. I mean, but they didn't. So that's the point. And very rarely do you see teams, it could turn into a positive because as Nick Saban said, Nick Saban would always say, if you don't play well, but you win, it's hard to coach. I think for Clemson, South Carolina, and Georgia, all 3, Phil, all weather delayed games, all like WTF games.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, how does Georgia, and you've seen the point spreads in those games all narrow. Georgia Tech's 2.5. Georgia's down to 3.5 point favorite in Knoxville. Carolina's down to 2.5. I mean, and Georgia Tech, I don't know who they played last week. I know they beat crap out of somebody. Tennessee ran it up against the boys from Johnson City, 72-17, like they always do against FCS opponents, and have the win over Syracuse. And then obviously Vanderbilt pulled away from Virginia Tech late. So, you got so I mean, it makes sense, but very rarely does that hold, right? And I guarantee you in Athens and Clemson, they're worried as well, but I get it. T-Far says, I want to see some resemblance of an offense. I just want to see consistency.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've got written down here. Consistency. Maintain some level of consistency.
Tyler says that he feels good about this game. Normally he doesn't when things aren't going so well. I don't know, man. Vandy, since that great scare in 2021, which was inexcusable, they did win it. But it's always concerned me with them because you look at and it's probably because I'm getting older, right? I no longer I get nervous. It's kind of like when you're like, those guys that like, okay, so if I had to get up on my roof and hang Christmas lights where the gutters are, I could take my big butt up there, waddle up the dang ladder, and put something up and not be fair. Because I don't like heights, right? But the further you get up, the scarier it is. Like these dudes that climb these poles that are like way thousands of, I mean, dude,
Like the people that work on the top of the radio transmitter, like have to change the light bulbs on the top of the transmitters. Dude,
now they make $400,000 a year.
Well, you know what? And they can keep on making it, JC, because
keep it. That makes me like want to puke. It's the same thing when you have a long winning streak against a team.
Yeah.
You know, now it can work both ways. I remember Clemson until 1989 had never lost to the University of Virginia in football. And they kind of took pride in it every year. You know, like Danny Ford would get everybody up and we just can't lose the streak. We can't be the ones that lose the streak. So it can work both ways. But from my standpoint, considering this is probably the best Vanderbilt team in 33 years South Carolina's faced, it's at least as good as those James Franklin teams. And it's way more problematic than any of those teams were with what they bring to the table and how they beat people. It's like playing. It's like if, I don't know, if Navy had a baby like with Minnesota or Wisconsin, somebody like that. I mean, it's I don't know.
Well, I watched the Army K-State game. Caught some highlights of that from last weekend, JC. It looks like Army with an even more capable quarterback.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, it's dangerous. Yeah.
Kevin says theory of the first drive against Virginia Tech was nice because they drilled that and scripted it over and over. And now you're seeing overcoaching, offenses paralysis by analysis, too much thinking. Looks like they've been overloaded, which is weird because they haven't really been running a bunch of attempting a bunch of complex plays. It's been run, pass. That drives me crazy, by the way. Run, pass. That's the most predictable, unless you're banging off 6-7 yards on first down and saying, let's just go to the well again. You know, you got to have some kind of balance.
Yeah.
Bruin mentions Indiana's rolling through the tough schedule first 3 games. Now, don't forget the Old Dominion game now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Hoosier fans don't get too confident because they only beat Old Dominion 27-14, but guess what? Virginia Tech's only a 5-point favorite against the mighty Monarchs at home.
I know.
This weekend.
Man, that team, that down arrow there, which kind of sucks. I hate to see that for them.
Dalton's fishing on Lake Cooley. Gamecocks checking in. Russell's from Andersonville to Hendersonville this morning for a softball tournament. Lord bless you for going to youth sports tournaments on college football game days. You're a better man than I. Ben, shout out to the Irmo Yellow Jackets 4-0. I'm not mentioning one of those wins because I'm mad about that loss.
Yeah, that was
Burns did win last night though. They beat ancient.
Good bounce back, yeah.
Yeah, but dude, Greer is not the Greer of old.
No, that's
49-9
coming up.
Kevin's got a 14-year-old mini game days at the softball fields. Tyler's in Cherokee also this morning. Roger, my man, is from Woodruff. Wolverines seem to be getting better each week. Yep, they are.
Hey, there you go.
Good. So Carl's checking in from the metropolis of Simpsonville.
Big sprawling metropolis.
Joseph's in Clemens, North Carolina. One of Roger's friends went to the REO Speedwagon concert back in '87. I think it was at Memorial Auditorium in Greenville. No, it was actually in Woodruff outside. If I remember correctly. Now, let me look that up, Roger, because I was a wee boy at the time. Cam says, so is Judge playing? He's listed with the ones on the depth chart. All right, so everybody needs to take that depth chart, ball it up, and throw it in the trash. No, actually, Cam, if Judge played today, they could get fined because they've already ruled him out. So
yeah,
he ain't playing. Oh yeah, Georgia Tech beat Gardner Webb last week.
Oh, they actually played that at Clemson.
What?
The benefit concert, the REO Speedwagon.
Oh, is that Clemson?
Yeah, Clemson.
Clemson has a big concerts back there. Remember Pink Floyd came there?
Oh yeah, man. The Eagles.
The Eagles. Yeah. Quantrell's Charlotte, North Carolina. First week on the new job. Hoping to get down to Columbia for homecoming when they play Bama. Cam's just not sure why he's listed with the ones then, because they don't update the depth chart. Cam, don't look at that depth chart.
Yeah, it's not worth the
just
paper.
Look at it for entertainment purposes only.
You can look at it. This is what they intended on being the starting 2 deep at the beginning of the year.
So,
And then we've evolved from there.
Russell's, no.
Mm.
He says Surratt's listed and one of the freshmen listed the ones. Look, man, it's not accurate. Judge it and playing. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Russell's in home in time for kickoff. Cam with the salute. Welcome in. Always good. It's always good to hear from Cam. He asks good questions. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really good. Most all of you do. Queen of the Cox is ready for some football today. Oh, Russell mentions the Rolling Stones concert in Tiger Town as well. So Harrison says it could be worth JC. My alma mater Chapin scored their first touchdown of the season last night. Still lost by 24 to Newberry. Chapin's 0-4.
It'd be like that sometimes, Harris.
Quantrell says Miles Norwood, he's got confidence in him. I think he's played pretty solid the first 2 years. That's becoming an important pickup. Now, keep in mind, Jalen Kilgore's back today, fully healthy. He was held last week out because of his hammy. So he's back. So Cissay's not going to be the nickel. Cissay will slide back out the corner, and then you'll have Swain on the other side. But they're going to rotate Norwood in, maybe even some Jalua Solomon.
Yeah.
Roger said RESP was at Little John.
Little John.
Not at the stadium. So I thought they did it outdoors at Woodruff. I'm an idiot. So, but yeah, look, forgive me. I can recall every score of every Carolina game in 1987 and most of the Clemson games. Forgive me if I forget where the concert was.
I forgot where the concert was.
My brain is too packed with useless sports numbers and knowledge. And I'm more of a not math brain. Phil's got a good math brain. I don't. So for me to remember those numbers probably takes up more capacity. It's like using a Windows 95 to store things.
You got double hard drives in there, like paralleled in, and just firing off on all cylinders.
Ethan says, "Am I crazy to think Cox by 2 or 3 scores?" No, you're not. Look,
no.
This is one of those games. Very rarely am I like, well, there's a lot of evenly distributed because I pick games on scenarios. Very rarely am I like, there's a ton of evenly distributed. Speaking of math, just evenly distributed scenarios. Could be close. Could be touchdown or 2. Could be 10 points. Could be a blowout one way. Could be a blowout the other. I don't know. And it's more about like not necessarily the unpredictable nature of college football, because it's kind of lame to keep saying that. Or we don't know, it's too early, that kind of thing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying with the matchups, there's so many matchups within this game. And the other thing about it is Carolina, it's not, they don't have players, or they're thin, or they're weak at certain spots. It's all mostly mental, and so how do you determine whether or not that's going to get fixed in a week? You hope, coaches hope, the players hope, but you just hope. T4 finally watched the movie regarding Henry. Action packed. All right. So speaking of action, the wife and I, if this thunderstorm doesn't go away, it's not happening because it's kind of humid and swampy. But, we have the Chef Will Turner episode, our segment. He had pimento cheese bruschetta, and I found out, he kind of bases it on the palmetto cheese recipe.
Right.
You can also use Nana's Porch pimento cheese in it. He doesn't use pimentos; he uses fire roasted peppers. How about that?
When he said that, and then I was like,
I got hungry. Yeah. Then my wife tried to tell me yesterday that pimentos were the same thing as fire roasted peppers. I'm like, no, that's what you do. You always try to deviate from my Southern cuisine. It was a real I was kind of a Karen yesterday, man. I was griping about things.
Right.
I worked out in the yard all afternoon and kind of worked up an appetite. And then when we were going to eat before the school, I'm just going to gripe real quick. I'm going to be Karen about this real quick. So Lockport High School, where Cole plays, they're very inconsiderate with their football schedule. They're the only school around here that schedules kickoff at 6:15. Okay, it's a suburb of Chicago where you either have to drive through hella traffic or take the train, and then the suburbs are flooded. I mean, so some of these people that have these poor parents have to get off work. They can't get to their kids' game. They do it selfishly, I think, for the teachers and coaches and the cheerleaders and the band and all. Everything has nothing to do with football. So last night I'm hustling. Everybody's hustling, right? We need to add that song to the show.
Yes.
Everybody's hustling. But so we're going to get it all of a sudden, like I'm getting ready to go get my wife, rushing out the door, and Cole comes home. He's supposed to be with the team. I'm like, what are you doing here? I'm thinking, have you gotten in trouble? Is there something wrong? What are you doing? Is it really Cole? Is somebody breaking in the house? There are all kinds of thoughts going through my mind. They just decided out of nowhere to have a damn sophomore game last night before the other game and just push kickoff time back an hour and a half. So I was griping about that. So then we had time to go eat, because we normally just grab a snack at the game and that's that. So we had time to go eat. So I got caught in all kinds of traffic and I was just griping up a storm. I wasn't proud of myself, but that's why with that. So I'm not going to be a Karen today.
That's right.
And I'm not going to criticize my wife for saying pimentos are the same thing as fire roasted peppers because that's not fun and not cool. And I want her to be nice to me today because this thunderstorm, we may not actually get to setting up the backyard if it's raining and stuff like that. May have to call an audible. But anyway, I'll tell you what's on our menu and you can tell me what's on yours. If you're out there on social media, let us know. Nana Sports chat box, let us know. Some of you already responded. It is what's on the menu.
What's on the menu? The game is soon. We may do a breakfast casserole if the Cocks kick off at noon. If you are traveling or at the bar or at the stadium eating out your car, we'd like to know, what do you have looming? What's on the menu? What you got cooking?
I like the new what's on the menu there, JC. It's nice. It makes me feel like I need to be having a beer under, a neon moon.
It's sad.
Smoky bar,
Reba McEntire lady, it's like she got broken up with.
No, it is. It does.
They changed it into a love song about food. I don't know. So getting Nana Sports chat boxers have responded. And we have Tyler, hot dogs with Sloppy Joe chili. Sloppy Joe chili. I like
that's
that
a different, yeah.
Ben's cooking a pig with his dad for his birthday. That's big time.
There you go.
Big time. You're gonna be eating good today. Yeah, I had my first wedding rehearsal dinner. We didn't go fancy. My mom's backyard we roasted a pig or cooked a pig, and it's good eating.
Mm-hmm.
Queen just pulled a brisket off the grill. Wow,
man! Hey,
so here's what we're gonna make today for an appetizer. We're gonna have like shrimp, some kind of shrimp. It's almost, I don't want to say pastry, shrimp roll. She calls them shrimp thingies. I was gonna get a couple of, we live in the middle of a bunch of corn. Corn's dirt cheap around here too. Like somebody was complaining the other day because corn was 74 cents an ear, and I'm like, oh.
Wow.
But yeah, it was like one day, the next day was like 29 cents, 19 cents. You can't get, ramen noodles, Smack Raymond himself they're more expensive than that. So I'm gonna get some corn and throw it on the grill. Homemade burgers, not frozen. I'm gonna patty them up. I was gonna patty them up again. Plans are up in the air now. Gonna also make hot dogs and some leftover homemade chili. The Chief Sports 4-meat chili that you see on the website. Venison, bison, breakfast sausage, lean ground beef, saute the veggies. Oh, it's fantastic. And the key to it is you got to use, it's a little bit of a cheat code, Bush's Chili Magic campfire style beans and Rotel fire roasted. That's what you got to put in it. And Yellowstone brand chili powder, along with other spices. I got this from Pepper Belly Pete and then modified it. He doesn't have a 4-meat chili. 1 pound of breakfast sausage.
That's right.
Hot skillet with a little oil.
With a little oil.
Dude, we need to get Pepper Belly Pete on too. Just have a whole food show.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy'd be a great interview. I don't know. If you like nachos, he's like, if you know, in the new King of the Hill, Bobby Hill is a sous chef or whatever.
Yeah.
What if Bobby's voice needs to change, by the way, because he's older. I don't know why Mike Judge didn't do that. But like if Bobby grew up and his voice dropped and then kind of got out of shape later in life after being a chef, he'd be Pepper Belly Pete because he sounded like his dad. Hot skillet with a little oil. Carl just got a new smoker for his birthday. Can't wait to try it.
Oh, nice. Roger's
getting brisket from Publix. I did not know Publix made a brisket. That's amazing.
I didn't either.
Ooh, Quantrell's got a good one going on. Grass-fed ribeye with a loaded baked potato. Whew, man, that's my favorite meal.
Mm-hmm.
And XO chicken wings, nachos with beef, and a spicy coleslaw.
Oh,
so that's
spicy
really good.
coleslaw.
Right
That's
there.
interesting.
So, all right. So we're gonna feed you. Thanks to Chef Will Turner, by the way, for his sponsorship of all the shows here on the Chief Sports Network. ChefWilliamTurner.com. If you got a bachelor party, birthday party, anniversary, whatever, he'll come to you. Located in Arizona, but from Andrews, South Carolina. I have to say I'm impressed with the 3 recipes so far. I wouldn't say that I wasn't if I wasn't, because I mean, I can only make a few things. I don't have any talent in that department, but I've been like, ooh, that's a good, that like, it sounds like it tastes good. So really like that. Harrison does mention real quick, back to football. We are getting Petty Beamer in the post game if we win, and I'm here for it. Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah.
Cam says dinner in downtown Charleston. Wife's birthday. I was fortunate enough to get her to change the reservation from 8 to 5. Thank you, God. Yes. Yes.
That's right. Now that's a team player right there, Cam.
Cam's got a lovely wife. He's a good
right.
family man and knows what's going on. Carl's been watching videos of cooking brisket all weekend. One of my friends got a smoker. He really likes it. He does ribs really, really well. So anyway, we're done with food. Now it's time for clothing.
Yeah, what are we going to wear? Getting about the damn video.
Oh, the video. Pull it up.
Sorry.
It's the highlight of our day before our cocks go out to play. What are we gonna wear? What are we gonna wear? Will it be garnet? Will it be black? Will it be both or a throwback? It doesn't matter, but they say you must look good when you go play. So what are we gonna wear today?
All right. How are the Gamecocks going to roll out of the tunnel today? I think I saw something where it was garnet white.
Yeah, our guy on thebigspur.com, usually he's right about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's got a little contact, or not a little contact, but a big contact. Because apparently, I mean, that's been a state secret we used to be able to get that. You know, we say Gamecocks are going to wear these uniforms. It's a state secret now. So, but he says garnet helmets like they wore last year at Vandy with the white face mask, garnet jerseys, and white pants. So it's interesting to see. I'm not a huge fan of the garnet white.
Yeah,
maybe it's because it reminds me of like the Sparky Woods and Brad Scott eras, because that was a common uniform back then. But you know, Will says garnet helmets, garnet unis, white pants. Yeah, that's what we're hearing. Ben says, why do we never wear white helmets anymore? I'd be fine if I never saw the garnet helmet again. I think the players like the black helmet with the all white on the road. Wouldn't be surprised if that's the Missouri one. And then because they've had some big wins in that uniform, I think.
I'd like to see a matte garnet helmet.
Like
matte black. Like I like that look. I think the matte garnet would be nice with the white circle, the block C on the side would be cool.
Carolina hadn't been out in all since speaking of the Brad Scott era, all garnet. Did that ever happen under Will Muschamp? Because they switched it up all the time. I'd have to look, but garnet's not been around for a while. I mean, I haven't seen that in a minute.
Mm-mm.
So anyway, but that's the deal there. And gosh, can't remember last time Carolina wore that combo. The white helmet thing, though, somebody mentioned it's they did wear the throwback with the stars last year or 2 years ago,
right?
Or last year. Was it last year?
It was last
year.
Yeah,
last year.
Yeah,
in the Akron game, and they brought they bring it back for Walford.
They did for Walford. Yeah.
Brought it back for Walford. I like that uniform. I think that's the best uniform.
That was a nice uniform. Yeah,
I'm like everybody. I like the ones from when I first kind of came of age. I'm like a black jerseys with Gamecocks across a garnet helmet, white pants guy. Right, like the Joe Morrison era. But as far as previous eras go, that George Rogers era uniform's sharp, and it looks so good now. Back then, you look at old clips, and it's like blurry. You're but it kind of brings you, you're like, wow, that's how it looked. So that was very sharp. Some of my friends who kind of started following along then, including a friend of mine that's a Clemson guy. He's like, that's my favorite Carolina. So, when you have two primary colors and you've switched as much as Carolina has, it kind of just depends on when you came of age. So that's the deal there. Harrison said last time we wore that combo was 2022 Missouri. My God.
Oh, my.
But the only time they've worn the garnet helmet with a white face mask was Vandy last year. Yeah, that was not a white face mask. So anyway, Jacob likes the all garnet, all black, all white, solid colors. Yeah. I'm with you there. Ethan says American flag themed uniforms would have been cool this week with all that's been happening. The tail feathers on the helmet really wasn't all that bad. Back when Sean Elliott against freaking Florida when he was the interim coach. A little like the Eagles, kind of Philadelphia Eagles. Kind of.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was neat. A lot of people hated on that though, big time.
I think it was the times we were in.
You're right. Yeah, I think they were less mad about the uniforms than
tough
they were.
Game too. Florida Carolina came back. I mean, Florida's up 17-0. Carolina cut it to 3, and then that was that. Justin's making sweet and spicy chicken rice and broccoli. Wow, that sounds good. So the script era. The Carolina script on the helmet's bad. Spurrier era big game garnet will forever be my favorite. Yeah, a lot of people that remember those
with the white.
Those are great. How about it? How about this? All right, so I'm gonna have one uniform idea, then we'll get to the injury report. How about the George Rogers era stuff? Like, right, with the stars and the theme and the Carolina across the top with the white helmet with the big block C and the stars, and then garnet pants with that. Sharp.
I'd like to see that, or you do the stars with, on the
different stars on white, or
incorporate on the black, even with stars like white with a garnet outline. Yeah, be interesting.
Harrison,
maybe Nike will bring us some new ideas.
Harrison says he's a traditionalist. Keep the block C with the Gamecock on the helmet and nothing else. The only alternative helmet I wouldn't mind would be like a Palmetto crescent on the helmet. I think
that would be neat too. Yeah, and I would favor that over anything else on the side of the helmet. I didn't mind the script on the helmet either. I'm okay with the script Carolina on the helmet.
All right. So update on the Chief Sports app. Chief Sports app's working. It just disappeared on the App Store with Apple for whatever reason. That was a technical issue. Just got a text from our man Jamie Bradford, and it'll be back up there. So thanks to the folks that reminded us of that. Anyway. Allie M. Bergerson asked what the stars were about, though. I don't know. I need to look that up. Somebody let me know if you know. So anyway. All right. So we do have some, unlike some weeks, we have some certainty with the next segment. We got the final injury report coming your way right here on the Tailgate Show.
Injury. He's got a shoulder, hip, or knee. So we will see what's up with these injuries. Do we have a healthy team? play coy and it's just a dream. Who will see the field today? Who is gonna play?
All right. Injury report. Judge Collier is out. Look, he's originally they were like he'll be back by Vanderbilt or Missouri. It may be a little longer on him. I think he's got Mad Dog disappeared and then came back.
I apologize.
Pay that no mind.
Oh, there was more time.
The injury song's not that long. Much like the injury list this week. Judge Collier's the only one out. Brady Hunt, glad to hear he's okay. Although hey, look, he plays like produces like he did against Virginia Tech, fine. But I think they need to get Michael Smith going too. Really, the tight ends in general, I think if you're struggling to complete passes, I mean, I don't know. The whole offense, they just need to start over this week, right? And I've got some thoughts about that coming up. But Brady Hunt's fine. Jalen Kilgore being back. Somebody mentioned in the chat box. I mentioned it on the Big Spur today, Phil, with a tight end like Stowers, that nickel position, also run discipline, gap discipline. He's an all SEC level player, has been in the system for, I think that's kind of big because against a team like this, your nickel, not just the tricky passes cover, having an experienced player there and one especially as good as Kilgore, I think that's important.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna all the defensive firepower that has experience that you did not have as the game wore on last weekend is exactly what you need today. Yeah. So you're set up well. Collier being the only one officially out. I was kind of Brady Hunt. I was a little worried about just because I know he's really turned it on this year. You can see even in these 2 game sample size that he's been performing well, and you're going to need that as well. Because what's the best way to match up with a team that plays like Vanderbilt? Score points, man.
Score points, baby.
Score points, man. All
right, so
like he could do it.
Yeah, Nana's Porch chat box before we go to our only break of the tailgate show, and everybody gets to get petty. Bobby is not taking this anymore. Like with the Vandy talk, he's like, I really like our team in this Vandy game because of all this stuff talking by Vandy. I called it something else this week, Bobby. Talking by Vandy, butt whooping or ass. That's an ass. That's a donkey. That's an ass. Whooping time. This one's going to be worse than the 21 point again. A donkey whipping they got last year, and then he goes on. No injury remark, nothing. And then like they can go out there slam naked. As long as they shut the mouthy talking down.
That's right, Bobby.
Slam naked.
Slam naked.
I love that. Somebody mentioned, a couple of people mentioned Jordan Dingle. Yeah, I'd like to see him get a catch. When he got opportunities at Kentucky, he made things happen. They didn't use him, but I don't know. Rush says Judge being out is no big surprise. Did want to say welcome to Roadmaster. Says new here. Just subscribe. So welcome. Nice. Thank you for we have a lot of good stuff here for Gamecock fans on this channel each and every day. And a reminder, Rooster Rant and SEC Sunday night tomorrow night. Hopefully it's a joyous Rooster Rant and all that good stuff. Justin's wearing his Sellers jersey. It's undefeated. Yeah, and like I said this week, when Lenore Sellers is in rhythm, whole career, whole sample size.
Yep.
It's only been a season and 2 games, but when he is in rhythm, South Carolina plays well, he plays well, and the Gamecocks usually win. And it doesn't really matter what kind of scheme or what the other team's doing. Not that it won't ever, because there are going to be games this year, if things turn around like we all hope they do, and they will. I mean, you don't ever stay the same. I don't know that it can get much worse on offense. I mean, there's serious issues if it does. And so I hope we're not talking about serious issues this year, or I'm sorry, next week. But, as the season goes along, I think Carolina will get in some games where Lenore's is playing well, but it's a close game, could go either way. And you can always lose a close game, right? That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Bobby said, I honestly do not want to see that, though. I guess the players playing naked, me neither. Wouldn't be a lot of, there would need to be some securing of some, wouldn't be
Need
some tassels flying around. I'm going to get in trouble. Ferguson, if you believe we have the right type of guys in the building, you have to be encouraged by the crap talking from Vandy. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you got to use it for the motivation that it is. I mean, these guys are coming in here disrespecting you with, no leg to stand on historically, other than the fact that they feel very confident in themselves this year, and they look like, they are a confident group.
Cam said in the naked scenario, there wouldn't be many holding calls. Or would there be more?
Or would there be
Or would there be? I don't know. It depends on if Ben Boulware from Clemson.
I was going to say, yeah, now the team up the road may have a special package, if you will, for something like that.
National champions every year. Exo makes a good point that we'll get to break and start thinking about the one petty superstitious thing you're going to kind of get into today. I think what I'm going to do. I'll tell you about it after that. It's one small thing's coming up. But Exo says, I want to see how our special teams does against theirs. Yeah, I think Carolina just needs to match that. Mm-hmm. I mean, don't lose the special teams battle. You don't have to return 3 kicks for punts for touchdowns. You're probably not going to, just to be honest. Now, if it happens, great. I'm not wishing that away. But, just don't let them bust one on kickoff. Kick the Max Kelly's kickoff well, all that. You're at home too, But you got to keep that in mind. So anyway. All right. Will says they should punt to Swain. That's a good idea for Vandy to do that, right?
I think they will. I don't think they're gonna shy away from it at all. I don't think it fits the culture that, Clark Lee's trying to do there. Now, you don't do it stupid, you got to set it up right and hope that, your setup counters the setup for South Carolina, which is pretty, tough because they put that wall over there on that right side.
Yeah, dude,
down, and those
blockers have been killing it. I mean, look, special teams is all about taking it seriously and your players buying in and having pride in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it could be an advantage, honestly.
Yeah.
It could really do something like that. And on special teams, the queen of the cocks, I think you're gonna see what Joyce is made of today. Today's gonna be a day you have to make kicks and all that. Yeah, I'll remind everybody, Vandy did miss an extra point last week. Could have been costly, but Virginia Tech decided to pack it in. Harrison says, great quote from Saban, make his ass quit.
I like it. That's the mentality,
All right. So short break, and we'll be back. Start being petty. Start thinking about your superstition. Do you have a lucky sock? Somebody already said undefeated in the Lenore Sellers jersey. So what are you wearing today that may be lucky? All that good stuff, lucky rabbit's foot and all that. For our newcomers like Roadmaster, I do want to let you know before we go to break real quick. The tailgate show is supposed to be kind of loosey-goosey and fun.
Yeah,
it's a musical basically.
We play free here.
But so be sure if you like the hard-hitting straight football analysis and talk, tune into us during the week. We definitely invite you back. And be sure to like, subscribe, and share. You've already subscribed, so that's good. But I was sitting there thinking, what if someone just stumbled upon the tailgate show and they're like, is this all there is?
Like, what the hell?
I don't know about this craziness, but yeah, it's supposed to be kind
of dumb.
Yeah, these guys don't. They don't talk much ball. They're talking about clothes and worried about everything else. But no,
we're talked out of ball this week, man.
Yeah, by the time you get to Saturday, it's just like what's the latest news and notes? If there's news, a reaction to it, final thoughts and breakdowns, and away we go. What's everybody eating? Where's everybody at? It's kind of a check-in, like like a wellness check.
Gamecock wellness check.
Gamecock wellness
That's
check.
right. It's game day. Everybody all right? How
Yeah.
we doing over there?
Exactly. So anyway, we'll be back after this with one small thing, one big thing, and we're gonna wrap it up on Inside the Gamecocks, the Tailgate Show.
Mike here for one of the better dining options in the capital city. You know, when I first moved there, I asked people around the radio station, where are the best wings? Well, the consensus was D's Wings. That was then. Today, they still have the best wings, but it's so much more now in their new location at 415 Meeting Street in West Columbia. Yeah, they get voted the best wings on a routine basis. Yes, they get voted the best sports bar on a routine basis, but they're not just about wings, and really, they're not just a sports bar. It is a family-run local restaurant and bar with 20 TVs and 25 beers on tap. And how about these daily specials? Every Monday night at D's, you've got 75-cent wings from 4 until closing. Tacos on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, 18 wings and a pitcher of beer for $29. You've also got ribs and oyster bucket specials on Thursday. And no matter how big the party is, 20 or more, no problem. Just call ahead of time and they'll take terrific care of you. They'll do takeout as well. And guess what? A human will answer the phone and take the order. Billy and his staff do an outstanding job. Check out D's, 415 Meeting Street in West Columbia.
Morning, Carl. Usual?
Yeah.
Your oldest was in here the other day. Said the two of you took a trip down to my neck of the woods. How'd that go?
You might as well give me one of those Carolina cars while you're at it.
I knew I liked that one.
Yeah.
There you go, my friend.
Thanks.
Hey, Carl. Congratulations.
See you tomorrow, ready?
You bet.
I hope our jerseys aren't too loose, and cocky turns to the east from the cockaboose. Hope the mini mart has that lucky German beer, and on TV they show 2001 and our elite pregame atmosphere. These things really might seem sort of petty. Damn it, they're the things that get me ready. One small thing helps me feel good about the game. One small thing, not the game plan, heat or rain. I have to go and wash my lucky socks before I can feel good about the Cocks. One small thing helps me feel good about the game. One small thing, not the game plan, heat or rain.
Oh, yeah, one small thing. What's the one little petty thing that you got going on that has to happen for the Gamecocks to win today? I have a couple. Last weekend for me was weird. My wife was not home. She was at something up in Spartanburg.
Oh no, I got pictures.
I know. Yeah, that was anyway.
Interesting.
My daughter, my eldest daughter, was not home. She was attending a game in Clemson.
She went to the Clemson Troy game?
The Clemson Troy game.
Ooh.
Thoroughly enjoyed herself for a good long time when it was looking bad. And then-
Okay, good. Yeah, all right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, sweet.
No, well, that's the hazard, JC, of living up in this corner of the state, is that when somebody invites you to a football game, it's typically going to be one over there. So yeah, it happens. She did wear all black.
You know, Skipper's daughter was at that game too.
Really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You're not on the Skipper and
no.
me and Skipper and Dino group chat.
No, that's right. Yeah.
There's two of them going, but yeah, I mean, he sent that too the other day.
Mm-hmm. But nobody's leaving my house today.
Nobody's leaving. You're like maybe the stepfather.
Yeah, no, nobody's going
leaving.
anywhere. Can I? No.
No.
I did. I was like, okay, everybody, because she was like, well, I want to do something with my friends. I was like, you're going to have to do it early. you have to be back by such and such time.
Yeah.
That and my other thing is stay quiet.
Don't talk.
Everybody just stay quiet. We got 10 hours to just keep our damn mouths shut.
Oh yeah.
From
talking
inside the
smack.
building. No tweets, no social, we've
Nah.
done well up to now. Just continue to stay quiet.
What I'm gonna do today, two small things. I operate better this way. I'm gonna stay off the bigspur.com after I answer any follow-up questions about my article. I've done that twice. It's almost relieving. Folks don't want to hear much from me outside of a final article and that on the game. They want to talk about the game and all the other games and stuff. And there have been days I've chimed in and all that because I'm excited and want to talk about things with them. But I'm just going to talk to my wife and maybe my stepkids, and maybe if we go someplace because it's raining, maybe people there. I'm not going to say it. I just it's just one of those things where when I've done that, Carolina's played well. So it's a very petty, small thing that has
That's
to do
right.
with
Yeah,
me.
right.
So that's my one small thing today. I've done it the 2 weeks we've been, we were in Atlanta. We were at the game in Atlanta the first time, or the first week, but that last week I didn't get on either. Even I called Phil to ask him about the rain delay. I didn't even check what Whittle and Hale were saying, and so
Well, I was like, I gotta know something. I wonder where I was like, oh no, do I dare? I'm like, well, nothing happened yet. So I was like, it's probably safe just to dip a toe into the board just to get the update.
yeah.
I was right. It hadn't gone too crazy yet.
Catching up on Nana Sports chat box. Yeah, Roadster. No, nobody's wife is a Clemson fan.
No.
Nobody at all. Queen of the Cock says Haynes King is banged up. Clemson handles them pretty badly. I don't know. Haynes King had one arm and they beat Miami last year. I think just like Carolina, Clemson on offense, it's kind of up to how they go play.
Yeah.
In that football game. Bobby is on time. He's like, I think them punting to Swain would be making it a little stupid, Mad Dog, yet trying to aim a punt is kind of harder to do than one might think. So that's another challenge for them. Go Vicari. Yeah, and here's the thing. That block team on the return team,
Oh, yeah.
they're no joke either.
No.
I mean, you got David Busey, you got who I know Beamer, I know it was Maurice Brown. Maurice Brown's blocked one punt each of the last 2 years. David Busey crashes in there. They've got good players on that too. Mm-hmm. So if you try to do something cute like roll out and put it out of bounds,
do that little
guys are going, yeah. I mean, so it's very good. Roadmaster's ritual is Gamecocks hoodie, hat, and slippers. Gamecocks head to toe on game day. So Queen of the Cock says dogs will have their shirt on. Got to have that, or the Gamecocks go haywire. We were at a party last weekend super late, and the dogs didn't get to wear them.
Yeah, see, there was just a lot of extenuating circumstances last week, JC, that I'm just not going to allow today.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Cost us
zero tolerance.
Yeah, because it obviously is the reason why we came out so poorly.
Yeah. So,
well, welcome in, Cortez.
Cortez says, "Go Doors."
There you go. Sound
Heard
off
from a couple of you.
Listen,
heard from a couple of you this week.
Mm-hmm.
On Twitter, some guy he pointed out truthfully that 77,000 whatever Williams Price seats is not the biggest stadium they'll play in this year because they play at Tennessee, at Texas, and at Alabama. They're all 100,000 seat stadiums, and they played at LSU last year. So I don't think Vandy's going to be intimidated by any of those.
No,
I mean Pavi has won at Auburn, and twice as a starting quarterback. That's not an easy place to play. Although they've been down as a program, they won at Kentucky. That's not a bad crowd if they win. Went to LSU, only lost by a touchdown late after they played the Gamecocks and had an open date last year. I mean, they don't care. So, it was him too that we were having the discussion with.
Oh yeah. Well, welcome back then.
Welcome back then. So. Yeah, he's fired up about the game, but he pointed that out. And look, the atmosphere they played in last week wasn't a joke either. So,
no.
As far as being intimidated and having this wilting effect on a team, I don't see that happening. What it can do, though, and any coach will tell you this, what were we talking about with Carolina? Communication issues. It can cause the noise can cause communication issues. Now, there's a plan for it normally, but that's why teams play better on the road. I mean, at home than on the road most of the time. SC Scout guy says, I hope the Coastal game is earlier in the day. USC normally gives us free tickets to the scout troop. But SC State was way too late this year to take those kids. I think it's already scheduled for maybe 3, 4. It's not a night game. I know that.
Yeah.
So,
I know it's family day, family weekend.
Cortez says he's scared, but the most confident he's been in his life. Perspective from a Vandy fan.
Yeah, I mean, that. Yeah,
as bad a luck as South Carolina feels like they've had around here.
Right.
It's but this is I think it's I'd have to go dig back and get in the 33-year memory trail. This is the best Vandy team I think Carolina's played in 34 years that they've been in the league.
Yeah.
And at least since name one of those James Franklin teams, maybe 2012 that was really good. But anyway, yeah. So I before we get to one thing I want to say about I've got written down SHIT that needs to end this week. And there's 3 things, and really, like, look, man, okay, some people have broken it down. I think Bradford or somebody said, well, those 2 were your preseason games. Now it gets real. I don't know about preseason games because they count. They're regular season games, but college teams take a little while to get going. But here are things that people talk about control the controllables. Okay, here's what you can control if you're a player, coach, whatever. Pre-snap penalties. At home, there's no need to have those.
No.
Assignment errors. There's no need to have those. You've been repping the same thing for well over a month. Right? And you've played football for years and you've coached football for years. This is not your first rodeo for most of these guys, even if they are true freshmen or whatever, which there are very few true freshmen that start outside of Surratt. And then the lack of communication at home. I've never heard of a team having communication issues against an FCS team at home at 9:30 at night. Which makes me think maybe the delay did have a lot to do with it. So we'll see what happens. But that all that S needs to end.
Mm-hmm.
And look, a lot of these guys Carolina has on there, they're very blessed athletes to whom much is given, much is expected. Play up to your potential. And I think things will be fine. So those are things that need to end. And then we got one big thing, and we're out on the Tailgate Show.
It's time to get real. JC and Phil. One big thing about today's Carolina game. One big thing, some of them are all the same. Tackle, catch, and run.
Oh, one big thing here. So I got one for each side of the bowl today, JC.
Okay.
I got defense, discipline, and hold on, I just lost it. That's what I get for clicking buttons over here, but that's my job. Creativity. I still want to see that creativity that the Clayton White offense is known for, the exotic, if you will, but you have to be disciplined and play inside that, because you can't let this little guy get out of contain. You're going to have to keep him in the pocket. But if you are going to, do something different with your edge defenders, I would like it to, at least be accounted for on the other side, and not just, Dylan Stewart does what he wants to. And that's perfectly okay, because he's earned that right. But you're going to have to account for him if he's going to run inside, or, try the inside track. So that's what I say, discipline, but maintain your creativity. And on offense, we just, it's simple. We've said it all week. To me, free Lenoris, just let him go. Just have to play free, because he looks like he's thinking too much back there. Has not looked like himself, and it's not like a projection either, because we've seen what a free Sellers looks like and his ability to just take over a game when needed. So free Lenoris,
Tree Lenore's. Bobby's not letting this go. He's done. He says Pavi is a really good college quarterback, but she and her team are talking too much stuff. They got to back it up tonight. SHIT equals stuff. Cam's going to watch the Canelo Crawford fight tonight. Love this tonight game. It's a precursor. I don't know anything about Boaz Stanley's northern accent. He's from Oconee County, Georgia. So, Harrison said it earlier. Big thing is unleashed sellers. Vandy had no answer for Drone's legs in the first half. Yeah, first half. Yeah, feel like we have to exploit it because they're going to adjust. And then the idea is Carolina needs to adjust too, if that's the case. Scott Chawaski celebrating 52nd birthday today in upstate New York, Adirondacks or someplace like that. All I want is a Cox win.
That's right.
Carolina Titans said he's getting UGA 2012 vibes, even though Vandy ain't ranked. I think we roll. Cortez said, "Oh, they are going to show you." A little devil there. Well, Pip on a blimp just like comes in straight with the Clemson crap talk. Go Georgia Tech.
Go Georgia Tech.
And then
is that game at noon? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's a
good. We'll all get to see how that happens.
Flats in Atlanta from Bobby Dodd Stadium.
Bobby Dodd.
EXO rolls in and says, "I got a new Gamecock sweater, but probably not the best game for experiments. Probably not." Michael says uniform predictions. Yeah, we believe probably 90% chance garnet helmets, white face masks, garnet jerseys, and white pants.
Yeah. We're going to have to start incorporating the face mask color. That's interesting. But yeah.
I don't even care.
I don't either.
I mean, I don't, face mask color.
I still like.
A lot of people love it though. I mean, that's just not my thing. But
yeah, but I'm a big. I don't know. My favorite uniform combination is the Stormtroopers. I know you don't do that at home, but I just think it's the best.
Cool if they did. A whole lot cooler if they did. Speaking of Georgia Tech, that's what they get that look sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison said, "My message to Gamecock Nation would be to hold the excitement of Clemson loses until after our game." Yeah, I've seen that movie before.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're
Tigers go and lose, and everybody's like, "Woo!" And then
that's part of the stay quiet. You just be quiet.
It's happened to them too. 03 when Tommy Bowden almost got fired. Carolina's played Ole Miss that day. There was that game where they called the phantom safety, but Eli Manning was going up and down the field of the Gamecocks. And I remember a fan of theirs because they got beat by Wake Forest 45-17 in Winston-Salem that day. Yeah. And I remember a fan of theirs is like, we were out there, we had a big crowd cheering for every Ole Miss touchdown, and then reality set in. So yeah, I've seen it happen. But I've also seen it happen where Clemson loses and Carolina has a pretty good game. Or at the same time they're playing like A&M and Louisville game last year. So anyway, my one big thing is tempo, both sides of the ball. You got to match figure out the tempo, dissect it, and play at a higher, faster pace than the Vandy offense on defense. And I've talked about operational tempo and alignment and all that all week.
Alignment with the operational tempo of the football game.
I don't even know what that means. It means play. At least Lenore Sellers needs to play in rhythm.
I don't know. Let's ask Cortez. I bet he knows.
He's a Vanderbilt guy.
I know it's got enough syllables in there that he would understand.
Yeah, you got to know. Anyway, thanks to Cortez, our Vandy fan, for popping in. We've had Vandy
being a good sport.
I think we have had a fan from opposing schools each week. We had a fan drop in. We had an SC State fan drop in, and this week Vandy. So I don't know what
tomorrow. It's just going to be next week. It'll just be straight up. Eli Drinkwitz will be in the chat box. Just
Eli Drinkwitz will be in the chat box next week in the morning. Bored, talking smack. So. Michael says, "Do you think Carolina should try to eat up the clock?" No, because you need to just score, whether it's however, just because if that gets Virginia Tech was successful at keeping them off the field. They had the ball for 7:50 in the first quarter last week, and came away with a field goal.
Yeah,
I don't think you can. I think you just. Hey, if you can drive the ball and run it, and you're running it, so you're that's fine. But You got to put points. It's like playing Georgia Tech when they ran it's like playing a triple option team. You know, the way you beat them is with your offense going down the field and scoring the ball, because you just never know. I mean,
Right.
What's going to happen. Thank you, Michael. Cortez says anchor MF down, baby. All right. Hope you all enjoy the game. Thanks to everybody that participated in all of our content this week. Thanks to our newcomers here on the Tailgate Show. Tempo, and Phil got better keys than I did. That's my one big thing. Enjoy these game days, folks. They only come around a few times a year, just like the song says. Rooster Rant tomorrow night at 7 and SEC Sunday night at 8. I'll be back with coffee bright and early Monday morning. The morning show, we'll do it all again. So Gamecocks get ready for the Missouri Tigers. Kickoff 7:45 p.m. tonight. Williams-Brice Stadium. Be careful out there if you're tailgating, having adult beverages. Be safe. If the Carolina happens to, we got 2 Vandy fans.
Oh, hey.
David left.
Oh, David.
And Cortez did ask, to be honest, if it's a slow-paced game, they'll win. Yeah, that's how they beat Auburn and all those teams.
Right, that's how it works. That's what you got to, you can't let them do that to you.
Exo said his comment got deleted. His YouTube censoring live chats. That's weird. No. And we didn't delete it, Exo. We don't.
Because if I deleted it, something would have popped up on.
Yeah, there's some people maybe will delete, but not you, dude. So I don't know what happened, my man.
Some people we don't even let start typing.
Harrison says 2.5 of the Vandy fan bases made appearances.
2 out of 12.
We don't have the Whistler, and we don't have the one from SEC Shorts. So anyway, got a lot of respect for the Vandy program, obviously. Barton Simmons is a friend of mine, the general manager up there. We work together at Rivals and 24/7. I've known him for 20 years. So very impressed with the roster he's put up. So nothing but respect for them, just like it was with Virginia Tech and SC State. I tell you, you open the season with these 3 teams, and yours truly, a lot of respect for all 3 of these teams. Some schools you're not going to hear me say any much good about. Some programs, maybe not the next one coming up, but the next one after that, I may not. I'm not going to be as.
Oh, I'm not respecting either.
I won't say anything at all. Basically. So, anyway. All right, yeah. Cortez going to say he's going to rep Vandy for 20 fans, but anyway. And David says Sandstorm came to us from a Vandy marketing. Okay. I don't know. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm from the 2001 era. Like, that's the big thing,
Yeah, right, yeah.
I was pre-Sandstorm, so I don't know. Anyway, we're out of here. We've already gone over too long. If you're listening on podcast later today, please go rate us 5 stars. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share on the YouTube channel as well. For the Mad Dog Film on Axis, JC Sherbert. Enjoy your game day, folks. Next time you hear from us, we'll know if the Gamecocks are 3-0 or not. See you later.